Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Senapataratna. Grab your favorite drink, get yourself a snack, and we will get started. Today I have a tea that I very rarely splurge on because it's one of my faves, but it is creme brulee and it is so good. It's a black tea. You almost don't need cream and sugar with it, but why would you have anything without cream and sugar? That would be silly. And I have these like pretzels that are cheddar covered infused pretzels. They're like from Rolled Gold. I don't know what that really like, but they are so yummy. We actually just did like a Senna samples. My husband has like a TikTok thing. I am not cool enough to have TikTok yet. I'm trying to figure this out, but it's not happening. And we just did a thing on that, and it was really fun. So let's get real, because this is the craziest. This is the second time that we've done the video and the podcast at the same time. And I have to tell you, I'm not so good at this. Like, this is not, I'm so sorry. I feel like the podcast isn't going well and the video is even worse. Like, if you want to see the debacle that is the video, you can go to YouTube and watch it there. I'll give you all the info at the end. But I feel like I'm not sure where I'm supposed to even be looking, because normally I'm in the room, in a dark room, all by myself and just kind of doing whatever I want to do. And now I'm in front of a video, which is kind of crazy. But I want to talk to you about a day that was a wild day. So we in the Senapataratna family, we're weird, and we have really never celebrated the 4th of July. So if you don't live in the US, the 4th of July is a day that we celebrate our independence. I should air quote that because it is the independence. And it was like the day we said, we're going to be independent and we're going to do our own country. And so we celebrate that every year. And we have never really done anything for that day. That's not like a day that most people like barbecue or go to the lake or have family get-togethers or, all these big things. Everybody's off, and whenever you say, hey, what are you doing for the 4th? They're like, oh, like all these things. And so I always get a little stressed on the 4th. Like, it's one of those days that I get very stressed out because I'm like, we should be celebrating. It's a day off, even though normally we never take it as a day off. And so I just got really stressed this year. I'm like, I cannot have the 4th of July like hit me on the side of the head and feel like a failure, because that's what I feel like. At the end of the day, I'm like, I just we've totally wasted the day. And so I was really kind of praying about it. I told my husband about it. I talked to my daughter about it. Like, what do we want to do? And sometimes we go over to my mom's house, but they were having out of town guests, so we weren't going to do that. And, it's just kind of like this whole modge podge of unforeseen circumstances. And so I was just feeling like, okay, my daughter's 18 and I have not even made a tradition for this. Like, I just feel like such a failure in this area because she's never had a traditional 4th of July. And I was praying about it, and God just reminded me of a couple things that I thought I'd share with you. And then I'd tell you a little bit about what happened that day. First of all, the reason we didn't have a 4th of July celebration is because we always spent it at my grandparents' home. So they lived in the northern part of our state. And when they passed away, my mom is an only child, so we kept the house. And so we would go up there every year around the 4th and do projects and, clean the house and just kind of stay up there, because my job, I didn't work during that week and my mom didn't work during that week because we worked together. That was before I did Christ Connection. And so it was like that's just what we did. So Sam was kind of raised going up north, and we just spent the time with family up there, which would all be extended family because it's all my mom's cousins and her aunts and uncles and all those people. Just fabulous time. But about 9 years ago, my mom sold the house because it was kind of time. Like, we had kept it for a lot of years, and it was just really time to stop paying on something we used not as often as we would like to have because it's so far away. So we sold the house to a family member. I had anything to do with it, but that was the house I wanted. That was a house that I loved because it was my grandparents' house, but So I always do we. I sold the house. And then what we started doing as a family is going back up there every year for that week and renting a cabin or, staying in hotels or whatever we needed to do. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago that all of a sudden the 4th of July became, we're not going to go up there anymore because my mom couldn't travel and, health situations happened. So she wasn't able to travel anymore. So it's been 3 years of this 4th of July coming up and me feeling like, why don't we have a tradition? Why aren't we doing anything? We're a failure. Like, what? And so I was like, okay, first of all, give yourself some grace. Like, just because this is one day that everybody else knows what they're doing does not mean you have to know what you're doing. Like, we as parents and as women sometimes, and maybe men too, I don't know. I've never asked Kevin, to be honest with you. We think we should have everything together and make sure everybody else feels comfortable with what's going on. And sometimes we forget our own needs and our own thought processes and our own journey to get where we've gotten. And so this year, I was like, I just really don't want to sit around the house and feel like I am watching other people live life. Does that make sense? Maybe not. Maybe this is crazy. But I was there and Kevin came up with this idea. Now, here's what happens. I tell Kevin, like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm stressed about. And Kevin fixes it, right? Like, he comes up with a solution that he was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to have a day called Spy Day. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? What are you talking about? I was so confused. And he's like, so what we're going to do is we're going to do like a scavenger hunt. We're going to watch a spy movie and we're going to be sneaky. And I was like, okay, this sounds like an interesting day. But we put it on the calendar, Spy Day. And when things go on the calendar, that means that that's what's happening. Like, you don't just fluff around with the calendar in our house. You don't just put I would like to do something on this date. Like, if you put it on the calendar, that is what's happening. The calendar is gospel. Like, it's not the real gospel, but it's pretty close. So Spy Day went on the calendar. And I will be honest with you, Spy Day came around and it was a fun day. It was. We had a really good time. We watched some YouTube videos on how to disguise yourself. And I actually straightened my hair and wore something with color in it. And then I decided to not do that because I was like, I do not look like I feel comfortable. So then I went and curled my hair again. And I put black back on. It may be the 4th of July, but I'm still wearing black. It is just the way life is. So we watched a couple videos on disguise. Then we had a really fun appetizer lunch where I made pretzel bites and just fun little meats and cheeses. And just kind of had a really fun little snacky lunch. Then we watched a movie. So we watched this spy movie that was kind of like a family spy movie. And honestly, I don't even remember what it was. It was really clean. It was on Netflix. And kind of got in the spy mood. Then I think I did a puzzle for a while because that's a spy thing. Spies totally do puzzles. I mean, that's how they keep their brain sharp, right? They're on the alert all the time. So they're doing a puzzle. I think Kevin downloaded a spy book for him to listen to, and Sam did something else. And then we went to Barnes & Noble, which is a bookstore here in Minnesota, and we did a scavenger hunt. My daughter put together this scavenger hunt where there were, I think, 15 different kinds of books. I think we gave ourselves 40 minutes to do it. Because at first we were going to do it in 20 minutes. And I'm like, I do not want to run around the store and make a fool of myself. I want to, if we're in Barnes & Noble, let's enjoy this. Let's not make fools of ourselves. We knew they were open. We had done our research. I say, not me. I had nothing to do with this. My daughter did her research. And so we went to Barnes & Noble. We did this whole scavenger hunt of most expensive item, longest book we could find, a book that the other people would like to read, a book with blue in it, somebody with a mustache. Like, it was just super fun. We had a blast. I did not win. But that's okay, because everything's a competition in our house. We did that. It was super fun. I don't think we even bought any books. We got in the car. We came home. I think we got ice cream on the way home, I want to say, because spies need ice cream, right? Like, spies need ice cream. That's important. Got some ice cream, came home, and then had hot dogs for dinner and just hung out. I think we played a game. I'm not 100% sure. So then at our house, kind of everything shuts down after dinner time. That's just kind of like Sam will go do something, Kevin will go do something. We kind of all just separate because we're an opposite kind of family. We're together all day long, and then in the evening, we all do our own thing. Where most people are away from each other and then spend the evening together, we kind of do the opposite. So everybody kind of goes to do their own thing. I'm listening to a book. I was listening to a really fun audio. I could talk about that another time if you really care. Audiobook. I'm doing the puzzle. Kevin was out doing something. Kevin was saying, about 9:30. Sam was trying to figure out how to do fireworks. Now, the reason she was trying to figure out how to do fireworks is because I hate fireworks. Let me just say that again. I hate fireworks. Not because I hate them in the air. They're gorgeous in the air. I don't like bugs. And I really do not like bugs. Like, what you have to do is go sit outside and watch things explode in the air. And there's tons of people and it's super crowded. And then you get in your car and you have to wait 3 hours to get home. And now I have never actually done this. I just remember this from a kid. So for real, it could be totally different. And you're like, Jenny, that's not the truth. That's not really how it works. But that's what I remember as a kid, is I just remember getting eaten alive. And we used to be able to see the fireworks from our house, but now all the trees have grown up behind us and we can't see the fireworks. So I had this, when we went to go get ice cream, I saw a place and I'm like, we could watch fireworks from here. Like, it's like a couple miles away, maybe like a mile away. And I was like, we could watch them from here. So Sam and I pile in the car. She grabs a blanket. It's like 90 degrees, but she grabs a blanket because she knows me. She knows that we're not getting out of the car, because I said, I will go if I do not have to get out of the car and deal with bugs, and we can sit in the car and have air conditioning. Then I will go. And she was like, okay, Mom, I'll bring a blanket. So we've got snacks. We got our, because I'm not going anywhere without a snack, guys. Like, that's just not the way life is. So we got snacks. We went and we parked like on this like side road, right off like the main highway, but it was like a little side road. And we parked and we turned off our lights and sat there, and Sam put on an audiobook that she was listening to that I had already read the series, so I could just pick up where she was and just kind of enjoy the book. And we sat there and listened to the book and had our snacks, and she was under her covers in the big blanket, and I was sitting in front of the air conditioning, just soaking it all in, freezing my little body, which was great. And we sat there. And I had prayed about this because I was like, Lord, please give Sam a friend to go see fireworks with, because I don't enjoy this. Like, I enjoy the idea of it, but it's so stressful, because I feel like if I'm running my car, other people will be stressed about my car running, and I don't want to be outside because I don't like heat and I don't like bugs and like the whole thing. So this is something that I was like, Lord, please take this off my plate. And so here I am sitting, and we turn off the lights and we have the car running and we're listening to the audiobook through the car. And all of a sudden the fireworks start. And I look up, and straight ahead there are fireworks going off for our city. Just psh, 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 beautiful. And I look in the rear view mirror and in the side view mirror, and behind me the fireworks are going off for another city. And then I look to my left, and a person that lives a block or two away is setting off his own fireworks. And so I sat there going, wow, fireworks are going on 3 different ways around me that I could just, anywhere I looked, I saw them. And they were beautiful, and they were not loud, and they were in a bug-free, cool environment with my favorite little girl, who is now not a little girl. And I went, wow, God. And it was that moment that I'm sitting there and there are fireworks going off behind me. Like a psh, psh. It was just, they were beautiful behind me because you're kind of seeing them through like a mirror. And it was just like the picture. I wanted to take a picture of like the fireworks behind me, and because you could see all 3 at the same time. It was just the right angle for all 3. And God just kind of dropped in my heart something that night. And he said, my plans are better than your plans. My plans are better than your plans. Because your plan was to ignore and to set someone else and have Sam do this with someone else. And none of those plans worked. And when I drove by this place after we got ice cream, God was like, there's the place. And I'm like, okay, that seems like a strange place to go, Lord. Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But okay, I'll come back here. And we did. And it was the most relaxing, beautiful 20 minutes that I've had in a really long time. And it was because God had a bigger plan than what I saw. I thought we would go and watch a couple fireworks from one place and it would be great. And God was like, no, you know what? I'm going to give you 3 different sets of fireworks to watch and to enjoy. And it was just such a miraculous moment in my life. It should not have been, maybe, because you're like, Jenny, they all set off fireworks on the 4th. Like, that's what happens. But to be able to find a space that no one else was there, there was no other traffic. It was just us enjoying them. And it was just, I didn't have to worry about traffic. We got home in 5 minutes. Like, it was a 5-minute drive home, no traffic. It was just fabulous. And we could have gotten ice cream on the way there because the ice cream shop was still open at that time. I'm like, yeah, we did. We could have next year, probably getting ice cream on the way to fireworks. But it was just leaning into the Lord and knowing that he had a bigger plan for us. And I think sometimes we make our own plans. Like, I know I do. I know I make my own plans. And I sometimes just like bring them to God and say, hey, God, would you bless this day? And 4th of July really represented a day of God making it better than I ever could have imagined because I took my finger off of it. I decided to not be in control. I wasn't in control of anything that day. Like, I did not make any plans. It was not my thing. I allowed other people to be in control and trust that things would work out. And it was miraculous. And sometimes in our lives, we need to give up that control button. And that is my main thing today is sometimes let's let God or even other people have a little bit of control and see what kind of fun things could happen when someone else is in charge. And you are freaking out right now. You're just going, nope, I'm not doing that. You have no idea. I get it. I do. So you don't need to let other people. But is it time to let God? Is it time to allow him to have some control in areas of your life that you've never given him before? Even something simple, like a day you've been stressed about and that you are like, it's just simple fireworks. And that God did something so much more beautiful, and I had no idea that that is what could come out of that day because I gave up just a little bit of control to the Lord. That's my encouragement to you. Can you do that? Can you just take a moment and think about an area and say, God, you know what? I'm going to let you help me in this area and see what he does. See what his plan is and step into it and see what he can do. Like, give him a chance. Let's try it, guys. Well, that's all I have for you this week. It was kind of an odd one, but that's okay. You're along for the ride and you've got this. You can find me on Real Life with Jenny on Instagram and on Facebook. I've got a Facebook group and a page, so if you want to find me there, come on down. You can also support this ministry by going to buymeacoffee.com/reallifewithjenny. Honestly, those of you that have given just bless my heart. Like, I cannot even... And I say that in such a genuine way. Like, if you don't hear that, I want you to know, like, really, it is huge to me. It has made such a significant difference for me to feel like this is valuable to other people. And so I just really appreciate those who have supported that. And if you want to, you can go there. You can also find all my information on christconnection.cc/Jenny. All of my info is there. Love to connect with you. But this week, let's give a little bit of control to the Lord. Let's maybe just pray about, like, Lord, what am I holding on to that are my plans and not yours? What things in my life am I like, okay, here's what I'm doing this week. I am a very, like, spreadsheet girl. What kind of things do I need to allow God to kind of step in and bring plans that maybe I wasn't ready for, or I'm holding on to this thing, and God's like, let me try it. Let me see what I can do with that. And see what God will do. I'm excited to hear about it. You all have a great week.